what does it take to become a good painter? That's the question that every content creator who does tabletop gaming is trying to answer. And honestly, it's probably the only reason that you clicked on this video, because you thought maybe he has something that I haven't seen before. Or you just love the sound of my voice. Because who wouldn't? Just kidding. Obviously, the reason you're here is because you think I might have something to show you, and hopefully I do. So let's talk about it. I have been painting for a while now, ever since I got into this hobby. So give or take a year and a half. And I am always trying to get better. And I know what everyone's thinking is that, well, you just got to practice, you got to practice, you got to practice. And they're right. There's no denying that. You got to practice in this hobby to get better. But there are videos up every week that are saying, this is the magic thing. This is what you got to do. Don't do that. Do this. So what do? How do you learn how to paint? What's the best way to paint? And after watching hundreds of videos from other content creators out there that are fantastic and amazing and have won awards, have done all sorts of things, I think I've figured out what to me is the most important thing. And it's weird because it has a lot of names. And what I mean by that is some people call it non-metallic metal. Some people call it blending. My favorite that I heard was just the other day was pushing and pulling. And I thought, that is a great way to sum up what it is. With that being said, a couple weeks ago, I started doing something that I think in this hobby we forget about and we don't do very often. And that is, I started painting a miniature for fun. I've had this giant on my shelf for a very long time. I have wanted to paint it for forever, and I thought, you know what? I've been painting all this other stuff that, I wanted to do for content, so this time I'm going to paint this just for fun, just for myself.
You did something nice for me.
And so over the weeks I've been painting it. I've done a couple updates here and there. I haven't spent tons and tons of time on it because I was doing it just for fun. I did it here and there when I had some time, and I wanted to do it right. I wanted to do it as good as my abilities are at this point in time. Okay, and so that's what I've done. And I'm not done with it yet. I mean, my base isn't even painted yet, right? But something that I noticed that while I was doing this is that to make things look good, bottom line, you have to be able to do transitions of colors. And what I mean by that is you have to be able to go from black to a lighter black, to a much lighter black, to a gray, to a much lighter gray, to a much lighter gray, to a white. And that's just one color, obviously. And you might be thinking, well, that only applies to non-metallic metal because you have to blend and you have to get that nice white shine and things like that on the blade. But the truth is, it applies to everything. Everything that you want to paint. Like on this giant. I want to paint his big bald head. Cool. The top of his big bald head is going to be shiny. So what do I have to do? Well, I have to get that peach skin color up to a lighter skin color, to a much lighter, to a much lighter, to almost a white for the shine on the top of his head. And it's not just on bald heads. It's on arms, it's on muscles, it's on swords, it's on armor, it's on leather, it's on anything that holds light. So basically, everything. And the simple truth is that if you get good at blending, everything you paint will look good. Now, am I talking like Golden Demon level good? No. But it'll look good. Better than I just got it together for the tabletop. And the reason that I figured this out was because I was watching Squidmar Miniatures. Lucas is his partner, right? And Lucas was painting these soldiers, and he was talking about how it took so long to paint the armor because it was non-metallic metal. And I was looking at it and I just thought, sure, it looks great, and you have to do a little bit of more work to find out where the shine should be, but it's all blending. And he blends his flesh, he blends his armor, his swords, the fabric that they're wearing. He blends so that it looks amazing and so that it looks like something that's actually being hit by light, which in the end is what makes everything look real. You know, if you don't believe me, take a picture of yourself outside on a sunny day, get rid of your shadow. It just makes things look like they don't belong in the real world. And so when you can paint things in a way that makes them look like they belong, you've done it.
Done it again, chum.
Now, I can't say that this is just something that's easy and that everybody can do it. But the truth is, you don't have to be a great painter to learn how to blend. Because in the end, all you're doing is pushing and pulling paint. Okay? And so if there's too much, then you pull it back. If there's not enough, then you push it forward. That's literally all you're doing. You put some paint on your brush and you move that paint around and you push and pull. And if you've got too much, throw some water on it, pull it back. Throw some water on it, pull it back. If you got too little, put some extra paint on it, push it forward. The guy who said pushing and pulling was over on Aeons of Battle, and his channel is not specifically about being a great painter, but his stuff looks great. And it's because he's learned to do exactly like he was saying, pushing and pulling. So if you're going to focus on something in this hobby, focus on that. Because everything else that I've seen comes with it. Maybe other than like glazing. Glazing is its whole other thing, but in the end, it's kind of the same thing. It's just learning how to do it on your wet palette first and then putting it on the miniature. I think glazing's crazy, but I'm still pretty new to this hobby. so take that as you will. If you want to glaze, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, learn how to blend. Practice blending because it's not super hard. And honestly, non-metallic metal was so imposing to me before, and then I started learning how to just blend skin. And when you blend skin, or you blend hair, or you blend any of the other millions of little things on the miniatures that you want to paint, that's all it takes to do non-metallic metal. That's all it takes to make your figure look more real, look better than it has in the past. And I promise you that if you become the world's best blender, you will not regret it. So that's all I wanted to share. After a year and a half of doing this and trying to figure out what people really need to learn, I think honestly, the basics, the first thing that you should try to teach yourself is just how to blend different colors. And something that goes along with that is you don't always have to blend up to white. Light from the sun, yeah, sometimes it's white, but sometimes it's yellow. Sometimes it's a nice red. You can blend to any of those colors to bring more real life to your miniatures. And a lot of the videos that I'm seeing right now, everyone's doing like these undertones of with ink or, other paints where they spray from the bottom or spray from the top, zenithal highlights, but with different colors. In the end, that's all they're doing, is they're blending a different color into everything. So it's doable. And you don't have to use an airbrush to do it. You can just blend with your paints on whatever you're painting. So I hope that helps. If you think there's something out there that's more important than that, I'd love to know what it is. Please tell me, because in the time that I've been painting, I feel like this has got to be the basic thing that everyone wants to learn just to progress as a painter. And if I'm wrong, bring it on. Tell me, because I want to hear it. And if you think there's something else that you should focus on, let me know what it is in the comments below. I read them all, I respond to them all, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say. And if you like this content that we're putting out, we do a lot of different things. And we'd love to have you along for that journey. So please like and subscribe, because here at Pulsegate Games, our whole channel is about making your experience a little better. And at the same time, making mine better. And I love hearing what people have to say, because it does. It makes my journey a better one. And so I'm grateful for all the comments and everything that you have to add to this incredible hobby. So, thanks for joining us, and as always, don't spend so much time building your world that you forget to spend some time in it. Until next time.